Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are so pleased to have our friends from Community HousingWorks in the studio with us today. Lakeysha Sowunmi, she is the Director of Achieve. How you doing, Lakeysha?
Hi, I'm doing really well. Thank you, Drew.
Well, thanks for coming in. And Arrod Mohammadian, he is the Digital Fundraising Specialist for the organization. Arrod, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Drew. Thank you for having us here today.
We're honored to have you. You kidding me? We'll start with you on Lakeysha. How long have you been with the organization?
Well, I've been with the organization almost 3 years now.
3 years. How about you, Arrod?
Almost a year now.
Okay, good. All right. So you're catching up to Lakeysha. Very, very good. Lakeysha, what's the mission of the organization?
The mission is to really provide safe and stable housing for our residents and community members across the state of California, and we actually expanded to Texas most recently.
Right. Now, does your role hit all of those areas or just focused on San Diego?
My role is portfolio-wide, so the entire portfolio.
Right. And the same with you, Arrod?
Yes.
Right. So talk about the digital fundraising specialist. Obviously, you're about 205 years younger than me. And I was learning how to do this stuff on a rotary phone. You have to go Google what rotary means in this aspect of it. But what are some of the things that you focus on? Obviously, you do fundraising. Is it through social media? Is it through LinkedIn? Is it through Instagram? Is it through something we haven't even invented yet?
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. So it's actually all of the above. It's going to be through social media, through emails, through a little bit of our website and some, email marketing campaigns and kind of getting the word out there, being able to spread the word through, like I mentioned, our social media and kind of being able to reach new members in the community and only, be able to kind of bring back our previous supporters too. So, really sharing the great work that we do in the community and, trying to bring some new faces to Community HousingWorks and, spread the word about the amazing work that we do.
Right, exactly. So when you do that, are you working with individuals for fundraising? Are you work with corporations? Do you work with grants? Are you working with government agencies?
So yeah, I try to do a little bit of all of them. I try to make, service partnerships where I can. If it's individuals I'm trying to attract, then, trying to have a conversation with them and, explain to them, what Community HousingWorks is and, trying to, expand as much as we can. So it really just depends on the situation, but, making service partnerships in the area and different, philanthropic and civic groups to, being able to support and let us know about the, what we do.
Right. So Lakeysha, so the funds that, certainly Arrod is in charge of bringing in, you do the same, of course, as well. They go to building apartment communities. How does that work?
It all works together. And I feel like when we get the opportunity to really raise funds for our communities, some of those funds go towards resident services. They go towards just the betterment of our communities. So it really works well for us in many ways.
Right. And you are also involved in programs that hit students and after-school programs as well. Talk about that.
Yes. So recently, we just celebrated 35 years of being here and really making an impact and a difference in our community. And in 1997, we actually launched our first after-school program in Escondido. And this program was brought about by parents really having an interest and really wanting to make sure that their kids were being taken care of as far as literacy and academic-wise. So Study Stars is really a program where our students can come after school and they can really get that one-on-one support through homework, tutoring, and we also use an online platform called iReady.
So do they do that in the places where they live, in their apartment communities, or you do it in a separate place, like a YMCA or a Boys and Girls Club? Where do they get this after-school support?
Right. So the beauty about the program is that kids, they get the opportunity to go to school and come back where they live, which is our community,
right,
and they get served that way. And what we've heard from parents, even up until now, is that gives them so much. They feel safe. They feel like their kids are really getting that education that they need because, it takes a community. And so they get schooling during the day, and during after school hours, they come in our communities and they're really able to get additional support, which is really necessary, especially in the environment that we're in right now.
Right, exactly. So, Arrod, do you play a role in some of this after-school work?
Not specifically as far as, providing, I provide support on the digital side of things. So, being able to either bring partnerships to our after school program, whether it's going outside, being able to either, find some way to be able to support financially or, in-kind gifts or, some thing along those lines. But, it's great work. I've definitely gone and captured, some of the work, spent some time there, taking some, talking to the students, seeing how, they like the program and how it's affected their life. So,
right. We're chatting with Arrod Mohammadian. He is the digital fundraising specialist for the Community HousingWorks. Joined by his caller, Lakeysha Sowunmi, director of Achieve. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 17th year in these beautiful Mission-fed studio. And Scripps Ranch and Mission Federal has been doing great support for San Diegans for more than 60 years. Arrod, what got you into this? Did you find I need a digital expert, and Lakeysha was reaching out to you, or boy, you just have a passion for wanting to help folks that might need a lift up, so to speak. How did you get into this?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Drew. Kind of a little bit of both. I was in I started in nonprofit work last year. I was helping mental health workers. I was setting up, their websites, setting up their social media, kind of getting the word out there. And, after doing a little bit of nonprofit work, I kind of saw that, I could really do this as a kind of a career path. And I really like giving back to the community. It feels great. It's rewarding. And, it's right here. Where I went to school. I moved down here from San Jose. Went to school in San Diego State for marketing, and kind of just tied really well.
Aztec for life.
Aztec for life. Go Aztecs.
Exactly. I graduated before there was running water, but I did go to San Diego State. Where'd you go to school, Lakeysha?
I went to school at the University of Arizona.
Oh, you're a Wildcat. Bear down, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And anyone who follows sports would know that's the sort of the moniker of the University of Arizona. How did you get into this? What got you excited about getting involved with Community HousingWorks?
Yes. Well, many, many years ago, I started in public health. And one of the issues that I always faced in public health was that residents and community members were always looking for housing. And, not only in San Diego, but other parts of California, housing has always been, an issue, very expensive. Folks, getting laid off of work and really making sure that they have a roof over their head. And so under that public health umbrella is housing.
Sure.
And I really enjoyed the way that we're able to really meet community members where they are. And I feel like we're filling that gap and really filling a need, especially in today's climate where, prices of everything has really gone up.
Unbelievable, especially San Diego.
Especially San Diego. And Community HousingWorks, we have been that beacon in the community to say, hey, we want to be a part of that movement of making a huge impact in our community.
Now, is there a waiting list to get into some of the apartment communities you have? Is it a long waiting list? If you were to wave the magic wand and all of a sudden the money tree popped up in your backyard and you can do it, and how long is that list?
Yeah, there's a waiting list.
Yeah, right.
And I think that, yes, sometimes the waiting list is long, but
right.
I think that just goes to show that that's a true testament to the way that we've been able to offer these services and resources to the community. So everybody's knocking at the door asking, how can I be a part of this? So yeah, there's a waiting list.
Well, it's obviously a great testament to what you and Arrod do. For one, must make you feel good on this stuff. And we know there's a need, to say the least. And, what people want more than anything, they want to be safe, And listen, you brought up something, Arrod. You were working with a group focused on mental health, previously before joining Community HousingWorks. And listen, there's a mental health crisis in this country. Unless you've been living on a different planet, you know that. But You guys must be so proud of the fact that when you get somebody to get involved, that releases some of this stress, does it not, Arrod?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we try to do that, everything that we can do. We know that's a bigger picture and it's a bigger issue, but, we're here in San Diego. We want to expand out, throughout the rest of the country, and, we're doing that. But, it starts here, with the work that we can do. So.
Right. Now, when you work to raise funds and all this, are you also going to individuals as well and having them make a contribution? We all know we've been doing the show for 17 years, and the common refrain from folks like you and CEOs of nonprofits, there is no such thing as a donation too small.
Right.
We'll take $1, we'll take $5, we'll take $10. You'll see what we do, you'll love what we do, and maybe next month it's 20.
Yeah.
Is that how that works with you folks?
Yes, absolutely. We do, have our own portfolios. I mean, we do go, for individuals and speak to them and, kind of speak on our program and get to let them know more about Community HousingWorks as they learn more. But, I try to be able to kind of speak on our community and, let them know about the great work that we do.
Right. When we come back, we're going to chat more with our friends from the Community HousingWorks and find out what our listeners can do to support the efforts. Certainly making contributions. We hope know what that does. Volunteering, if there's volunteer opportunities for this, maybe getting involved in their Study Stars program, the iReady online academic software. We're going to talk about this. And then something that is near and dear to everyone's heart is getting together with everyone's first teacher, and that is the parent. That is your first teacher. That is your lifelong teacher as well. When we return with Community HousingWorks, I'm Drew Schlosberg at Cloudcast Media. As you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We are now in our 17th year here in the Mission Fed studio in Scripps Ranch. Mission Federal has been doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We are back with another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We are now in our 17th year here in Mission Fed Studios in Scripps Ranch. Mission Fed doing wonderful work for San Diegans for more than 60 years. And we are chatting with our friends from Community HousingWorks, Lakeysha Sowunmi. She is the director of Achieve, joined by her colleague, Arrod Mohammadian. Sorry about that, Arrod, a digital fundraising specialist. You were talking about, Lakeysha, about how the connection is, what you folks do, so important to what Arrod does. Talk about that.
Yes. So our partnership with our marketing and development team is really raising those funds for resident services. And part of the resident services that we offer is, while we're here today talking about Study Stars with our next generation success program, we also have a financial well-being aspect, and also our health wellness program. And those services are really important to make sure that our residents have that support that they need. They really rely on us, quite frankly, to help them navigate through services such as the ones that we offer. And with the fundraising, we just get the opportunity to do more of those things and actually expand on some of those initiatives and projects that we have in the pipe.
Right, exactly. On this, do you have a goal of how much you're trying to raise? I mean, obviously, Arrod, as much as you can, right? But what are you looking at to try to do within any calendar year or fiscal year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my personal goal is a little over 100,000 per year.
Right.
You know, we have each of our goals, but like you mentioned, as much as we can, and try to get the word out there. Some of the metrics don't only come in funds, so as far as being able to our outreach and who we are able to bring into the organization.
Right. Is there sort of a target audience you look for the fundraising? Is it, boy, here's a great audience? One of the beauties of what you folks do, you're so used to, young folks I'm referring to, of getting things certainly digitally, whether it's Instagram or it's Twitter or it's Facebook, I don't know, whatever the doggone thing is there, do you work out with the young folks at all to help contribute?
Yeah, I mean, again, anyone that we can reach. My primary target, as far as who we increase our community outreach and how we want to increase our visibility, would be community groups, philanthropic groups, and civic groups first. But no, I absolutely agree. Anyone that we can reach and anyone that's willing to support the mission.
Right, exactly. Talk a little bit more about iReady online academic software, if you can, Lakeysha.
Yes, so iReady is an online curriculum that we infused into our after-school program to really help and develop reading levels for our students. So we conduct a diagnostic assessment 3 times a year, and that's pretty much to measure the students' growth, because not only are we providing those tools, but we actually want to see their progress. And iReady has really been a staple to our program. We've heard a lot from parents, as well as surveying the students about their experience. And 70% of our students reported that iReady has helped them become better readers. And that is a really great testimonial, because that shows us that what we're implementing and how we're incorporating these opportunities with our students, that is really helping them.
So how do you tie that into parents? How do you get the parents involved?
Parents, we love our parents. Parent involvement and engagement is so necessary. In fact, we also create, opportunities for our parents to really engage and volunteer and give back to the work that we're doing with our students. Now, 84% of our parents said that our after-school program is helping their child's academic success. Without our parent involvement, it wouldn't be that easy to do what we do. So going back to what I said earlier is that it definitely takes a village. If we're helping the students in our after-school setting and they're going back home, we really encourage the parents to read with the students, go to the library, pick out books with the students, and also work with their schools, because it actually takes a lot of people involved in the success of our students. So parent engagement is so necessary to the success.
Now, do you work with the Escondido Union School District?
We have partnerships with school districts such as San Diego, as well as Escondido, at a very small level.
Okay.
But as we move forward, we want to do more of those partnerships, just so that, in addition to getting that support from the parents, that we're also getting support from the school system. But that is a very good goal for us to have as we move forward.
Well, you missed us by a week because we had the superintendent of the Escondido Union School District sitting right where you were last week. He's a great guy. And seriously, you should think about reaching out to him, and you can use our name. He's been on our show a bunch of times, Luis Ibarra.
Okay.
He just was the 2023 Superintendent of the Year for AXA. And he is honored to say he got a $16 million donation from Mackenzie Scott, the former wife of Jeff Bezos. And so they're doing a lot of great stuff out there. So reach out to Luis, tell him you were on my show, and hopefully he won't hang up on you. No, he's a great guy, and I think we can certainly help you with that aspect of it. We're chatting with Arrod Mohammadian. He is the digital fundraising specialist for Community HousingWorks, joined by his colleague, Lakeysha Sowunmi, director of Achieve. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the community show here in Mission Fed studio as well. Do you guys put on community events as well? Talk about that.
Yes. We really promote community events. It's really a way for our residents to engage, to learn more about the services that we provide, to learn more about their involvement, how they could actually have a voice in some of the programs and services that we offer. Not only are those community events effective, but we also, invite local partners and local organizations to provide additional resources and provide those outlets for our families to really take advantage of.
Right, exactly. And Arrod, do you get involved in some of these activities like skill building class? Do you host financial literacy classes? Are you involved in any of that?
Not directly as far as the programming and, getting hands-on boots on the ground as far as, with the programs. But again, I'm trying to capture all the great work that we do and kind of broadcast that digitally.
Right, exactly. And that's how you raise funds when you say, if you add to this, we can focus on that aspect. See, my job, Lakeysha, is to try to get more work for Arrod to do. So,
right, absolutely.
That's right, yeah. Lakeysha's saying yes. Arrod says last time I'm on Drew's show for that, for that matter. Just out of curiosity, what did you major in at San Diego State?
Marketing, business administration.
Okay, very, very good. How about you in University of Arizona, Lakeysha?
Human services.
Human service. Well, it makes sense. You went right into public health and so forth. So let me ask you this for our listeners. I'll start with you on this, Arrod, and then over to you, Lakeysha. What can our listeners do to support your efforts? Obviously, you want them to donate because that's what you're doing. But what other things can they do?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking to become, a volunteer, you can go on our website and at chworks.org/volunteer and kind of see all the opportunities there, whether that's, being involved in the Study Stars program, being a tutor for, being able to make an impact. There's a lot of the opportunities on there. You can definitely, follow our quarterly newsletter on our website and follow us on all our social media channels. Like Drew was mentioning earlier, we share stories of our success from communities, our new project developments, giving and volunteer opportunities that way. Follow us on our quarterly newsletter, visit our website, and we have our opportunities to volunteer on there. So
that's great. Well stated over there. How about you, Lakeysha? What else can we do?
I'm just going to piggyback on what Arrod mentioned. Volunteering. We can't get enough of volunteers. We do have volunteers from within our communities, but we also have local volunteers coming from the colleges. We have retired teachers. We have just a lot of great folks that want to give back and help us and assist us with some of our after-school programming, especially during the summertime.
No, that's good. And how do they get a hold of you, Lakeysha? Is there a website? Is there email, carrier pigeon, smoke signals?
Yes. I would just encourage folks to go to chworks.org, and there's a list of resources there to connect with us.
That sounds great. Well, what a pleasure, Lakeysha and Arrod, meeting you and chatting with you. What we'd love to do down the road is something that is one of our popular activities after we initially get an interview with the organization like this one, is come back on in a month or two and bring in someone that's benefited from this. Some of your clients that, I want to, maybe even a student that's benefited from the after-school program with that parent. And shout out, that gives the street cred of what you're doing. It's going to help Arrod when he goes ahead and blasts us out and say, hey, here's a testimonial from someone that's doing that. So if you think that makes sense, we'd love to have you do that.
Absolutely. That's a great idea.
Well, you consider that done. Wishing you nothing but great success at Community HousingWorks. Look them up. Plenty of opportunities to donate and to volunteer. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We are now in our 17th year in the beautiful Mission-Fed studios here in Scripps Ranch, Mission Federal Credit Union, continuing to gin it up for those wonderful folks that have lived in our community. They've been doing it for more than 60 60 years. We hope you enjoy the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.